If you happen across this channel and you're gonna say anything mean, just keep on scrolling. I don't have time for that. And this video might tank, but I'm posting it anyway. I need to post these because I don't want to forget what I was thinking. On my birthday, I don't want to forget what I thought that day. I thought it was really important. I don't know why all those people didn't, but whatever. Hi, I'm Dawnnie Mercado and this is Bella. Can I tell you the truth about something? I don't actually know how to vlog. I thought I did. So I have a bunch of channels and this video might tank, but I'm posting it anyway. What I've been doing is taking all of the vlog style, I thought they were vlog style, discussions that I had posted on various channels that really didn't belong there, because every time I post something where I just speak from the heart, I spoke from the heart on my 60th birthday. I posted it on my original channel and I lost over 100 subscribers that day because Bella and I have taken over that channel, and now I pretty much do funny mom dog content and reactions, and I'm thankful that I get views over there, but I spoke from the heart and nobody wanted to listen. So I'm posting this even if you don't want to watch it. And if you're here on YouTube, do you ever feel like that? Like you speak from the heart and nobody's listening? But I need to repost these thoughts for me. So I've taken some flashbacks, some throwbacks, I should say, and I was reposting them, repurposing them, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put them all here in one long video for me. And if you're even remotely interested in anything I'm talking about, I promise that the chapter will give you a great idea about what that section is about. That's really the best I can do because I feel like I'm failing at this vlog thing, but I'll figure it out. I need to post these because I don't want to forget what I was thinking. On my birthday, I don't want to forget what I thought that day. I thought it was really important. I don't know why all those people didn't, but whatever. I have learned so much from being on YouTube over the last few years. I've learned so much in life from being an actor since I graduated from NYU in 1993, for God's sake. So I post other educational content on various other channels of mine. If you're remotely interested in that, it'll be linked down below. Look at this. How fortuitous is this? This is a Starbucks card I got on my birthday. I'm posting it anyway, my friends. Watch it. Don't watch it. I'm doing it for me. If you happen across this channel and you're going to say anything mean, just keep on scrolling. I don't have time for that. I just want to speak from the heart here and figure out how to reach other people who also want to do the same and talk about this actor life of ours, how to excel here, how to figure out how to stay creative in our 60s, brand spanking new actors who might resonate with anything I have to say. I'm just trying to find my people. I'm going to put chapters. Click them. Don't click them. I hope you do. And I've been rebranding myself. You can see some of that. Or scroll to the end and watch one of the videos that pop up next. I hope to see you in the next one. But even if I don't, I'm posting this anyway. In this video, I want to talk to you about leaving limiting beliefs behind and getting rid of self-doubt, because that is my plan for my 60th year, and I'm going to give you tangible tools where you can do the same. I am turning 60 today. Happy birthday to me. Hi, I'm 60 years old. If we've just met, I'm Dawnnie Mercado, and I'm a professional actor and coach and dog mom, and I've been teaching acting to kids and teens for over 30 years, but this is about you and I leaving behind self-doubt and how it really gets in your way. It limits you. And here's the first thing that you can do to leave it behind. Actors know all about focusing on the given circumstances, all right? So if you are going to audition for something and it's kind of freaking you out about the what ifs I get the job and what if I don't get the job and all that kind of junk that gets in our way, just focus on your given circumstances. No matter what you're doing in life, if you focus on that, who are you, where are you, what are you doing, why, what do you want, how do you get what you want? I have a day job for an engineering firm. I got that job so many years ago because I just walked in pretending that I knew what I was doing. And I focused on where I was. I was in the corporate world, so I had to, play a certain side of myself. I'm not saying fake who you are. I'm saying you have many facets of you in there. So leave the self-doubt out of it. If you're auditioning for something and you're starting to get really extra nervous or doubt that you can even pull it off, it's not about you. It's about the character. So focus on their environment. You're not walking into an audition room. You're walking into wherever that character is in the story. Those are all given circumstances. I have something coming out soon about how to break back into acting over 30, 40, 50, or 60 or more. And it's really based on me sharing my tools, talking to you, just down to earth, how I did this at 55 after time away to have my miracle child. So step one of leaving self-doubt behind is to focus on your given circumstances in any situation, and then just bring to life as the strongest part of you, the one who is best to excel in that situation. When I have to do big fancy corporate meeting, talks on the computer, I bring out the part of me that's been teaching for 30 years. The authoritative, I've owned small businesses, I'm an LLC, bossy side of me, because that's the one that serves well in that environment. So that's the first way. The second way to really just leave self-doubt behind is, who are you trying to impress anyway? Nobody. Be yourself. Be yourself and know that if you were invited into the job, the audition, whatever, you were invited to the table. You're already a winner because you were invited to do it. So don't worry about it if you're good enough. Yes, the answer is yes, because you were invited. So when that little creep comes on your shoulder, that creepy voice, just dive into your Shakespearean soul and be like, "Avaunt, thou dreadful minister of hell." Get the heck out. I haven't done Shakespeare in so long. But that side of you that grabs into the strongest part of your soul and says, out. And here's what you can do. If you are at all doubting, do you belong? Write down the times when you have achieved your goals when people said you couldn't. Write down the times that, let's say you booked many jobs before as an actor, or you at least got an agent, or you got into school, or you got into that play. Those are all wins. Or you memorized your lines for your acting class. Those are all wins. Those are all things that can really just teach you at your very heart and soul that you're a winner and you belong. So just focus on that, and that will really help you. In fact, I think I said I was going to give you 3 things, but I'm going to give you 4. Another one is, you will leave self-doubt behind by being overly prepared. Sometimes actors or acting teachers say, don't rehearse too much. You might look like you're overly prepared. But you know what being overly prepared does? It gives you a really strong self-confidence that you can do it. There's nothing worse. Let me tell you a story. There's nothing worse than forgetting all your lines because you haven't prepared enough. So I went to NYU, I have an MFA in acting, and I was invited to audition for Shakespeare in the Park. Not just by anybody, but by my actual mentor, who used to be the head of the program. He was directing this, the head of the program at NYU at the time. And I procrastinated, and I didn't break down my scene. I barely tried to memorize my lines the day before, and I went in there and I tanked. I literally tanked. Here I was like trying to improvise the Shakespeare lines that I didn't know. It felt like the very first time I ever auditioned for a play at UCLA, and I was so nervous. That was where I went for my freshman year. And I forgot all my lines, and I was like, blah, blah. I have no idea what I even said. So, yeah, I was very insecure that day. And rightfully so, because I didn't do my homework. But you know when you will be secure, and then you can leave the self-doubt at the door and don't bring it in with you, is by being overly prepared. Memorize your lines early, break your scene down. Who are you, where are you, what are you doing? All the things that we do as actors. And if it's a job interview, know who you're talking to. If it's an audition for an agent, know them. Know their clients. Know what kind of jobs they've booked people on recently. Do your homework, and you'll feel like you already know them before you enter the room. And here's a trick. Don't just talk about yourself, ask about them. Talk about them. People love to answer questions about themselves that are really coming from a place of, hey, they want to know more about this agency. That's awesome. A place of caring, a place of meeting on equal levels, like colleagues, not like you want or need anything. All right, so this one comes from a personal story. So my fourth way that I really am just going to leave self-doubt at the door. It's not coming with me anymore on my 60th year, my 60th trip around the sun. I am going to play by my own rules. That's it. Be yourself and play by your own rules. I mean, who are we trying to impress anyway? Nobody. You're in it because you love it here, because you love acting, or you love whatever it is, the goal that you're trying to get at. Maybe you're one of my YouTube friends and you're trying to excel here on YouTube. You love it, and you know that the more you practice, you put in the reps, you get 1% better every time at whatever it is you're trying to do, you're gonna get better, you're gonna excel. So here's a couple times that I totally didn't play by the rules that it went in my favor, okay? I was living in New York at the time, and I had missed the auditions for this tour of Romeo and Juliet, but I had just come back from playing Miranda in The Tempest for the Colorado Shakespeare Festival. So I could have just been like, oh, no, I missed it. I didn't get to go to that audition. Oh, boo-hoo me. No. I got my headshot and resume and a letter, and I overnighted it to them, and I said, please consider seeing me at the callbacks. I just played Miranda at The Tempest, yada yada. They called me in. I went straight to callbacks. I booked the job, and I did a tour, a national tour of Romeo and Juliet as Juliet. You're not supposed to do that. I didn't care. And I wasn't rude about it. I'm kind to people. I'm not saying break rules and be mean to people or anything like that. No, I didn't show up and say, hi, I demand to be seen. Nothing dumb. I got it there, and I'm back. I'm on vacation with my mom, and so I had to pick up. So the point of the story is I didn't play by anybody's rules. I got the job, and that is one of the most fun things I've ever done in my career as an actor. Like a bus and truck kind of tour, national tour of Romeo and Juliet. So if you have an instinct about something and you really believe, hey, I'm gonna go after this, and it's a funny thing about opinions. Everybody has one. There's all these rules we're supposed to follow. Like, I was in a group the other day, and one of my actor friends was telling us how he got his manager. He wrote to them and sent in a direct recording of like a pitch and sent it to them. And it's not normal to do that. Most people don't do that, but it worked. And she wrote to him and said, this is the best actor pitch I've ever seen. And that's his manager now. I'm back. I just want to finish this thought. I was probably in the worst lighting possible, but I'm just doing the best I can on vacation. So my point being, you don't have to play by anybody else's rules. You can feel more self-confident by being overly prepared, and just leave self-doubt at the door and reframe it and remind yourself of the times that you already succeeded at so many things in life. So I wish you nothing but the best in this, my 60th year around the sun, and make sure to watch one of the videos that pop up next. My name is Dawnnie Mercado. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Give me a comment and say hi. Happy birthday. This video is for anybody who has ever had a dream that maybe they reach a certain age in life and they think, have I accomplished it yet? Am I still going towards it? And don't hate on yourself. Really give yourself grace on the things that you have or have not accomplished in that dream. You don't have to give it up. I'm at Harris SoCal, and think about the analogies that pertain to your dreams that I was talking about. Number one thing that might be getting in the way of you achieving your dreams quite as quickly is don't put the jackpot back. So if you have a gambling addiction, this might not be the video for you because there's a little bit of analogy that goes along with this. Hello. We're here for day one. Look who's here with us in the casino, having our food. Wish us luck. So, hi, if we've just met, I'm Dawnnie Mercado, and I'm on vacation. And this is Bella. That's why you see a dog blanket here, because she's sitting in her little stroller right next to me. Come here, baby boo. I'm on vacation because tomorrow I turn 60. So my analogy is don't put the jackpot back. You can imagine last night that perhaps I did win a jackpot. And perhaps I should have gone to bed at 11:30 when I had that jackpot. And I didn't, and I no longer have it. But they do say easy come, easy go. And that's the problem about your dreams, is that, I happen to be an actor. I have gotten a certain way in my career. I was doing regional theater. I got an MFA in acting. I was on TV a little bit, and then I took time off for other reasons that I'll explain probably later in this video or maybe in another video. But then when I came back, I now have an agent, a manager. I've booked a couple things. I audition a little bit. I'm in a class. But I've surrounded myself with a network of people who have my back, the Hollywood Winners Circle. I'll talk more about them in a little bit. But I think the analogy to following your dreams that has to do with don't put the jackpot back is, how you get a certain place in your career or your goals, and then you either get a little complacent or you get afraid of the successes you're having, and then you get in your own way. It's like you're your own roadblock. Maybe it's something that you should rehearse more often, or maybe it's a sport and you need to run more often or train more often. But then if we get complacent and get lazy, then you're not as strong the next time. So here are the things that I do, admittedly. And sometimes it's just life and you have to give yourself grace, and it's like the tortoise and the hare. If you're still moving forward, give yourself grace about how quickly or slowly you're moving forward. Because sometimes me moving slowly has to do with the fact that I have a day job, a child, responsibilities with my pets, things I want to do with my family, or I'm just tired, or I'm on YouTube instead of working on whatever that thing was for my acting class. Sometimes this is my creative outlet, and that's okay. So if you're juggling a lot of things, just identify the fact that you might be further ahead in your goals if you hone in on just one at a time, but it doesn't mean you've given up. So I'm talking about turning 60. I've been talking about it all month, and tomorrow is my 60th birthday. So I am coming up with a list of things that I'm no longer going to do in my 60th year. So tying this back to your goals and following your dreams, what is it that you can stop doing that would allow you to attain your goals or reach your dreams in a more consistent manner? I'm not saying we have to rush. I'm just saying stop taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So that's my analogy about my acting career, is to stop taking 2 steps back with every step forward. Like, I talk about being a plus size person on this channel, a plus size actor, and I was exercising more at first when I first got back into the business at 55. So I'm going to make a really strong effort to be healthier this year. That may or may not change my casting demographic. Is that something that is in the way of you attaining your goals? Are you an actor, or are you doing something that requires more energy than you have to do? I'm not saying I'm going after losing weight. I'm not body shaming, nothing like that. I'm just saying that I think I could eat a little healthier to have more energy. I could drink a little less coffee because although it gives me a really great energy spurt in the morning, my tummy doesn't really like the coffee. And then I get kind of like, you get those afternoon crashes, right? So those are two things. I'm going to stop putting the jackpot back. How does that attain to your goal and your career? So let me tell you a story. I was auditioning for a lot of things, and I didn't go to a couple of them because I didn't feel like making the trek all the way out to LA to do this or that audition. And I think that was two steps back. What if you say yes to all those opportunities? And what if they lead to something new? And what if you actually go to your friend's opening of a movie or a screening if you can? Because I'm releasing something soon. It's all about how to break back into acting at 40, 50, 60 and not feel like you're invisible or too late, because you're not. So one of those things is that I'm stressing in this thing that I'm creating is how important relationships are. So all those opportunities where your friend is in something, think of the people you could meet if you go there. We're going to change positions and go outside to the beautiful outdoor pool. And that's another thing that in my 60th year, I'm going to take advantage of pampering myself as often as possible, as should you. So how does that pertain to your goals? Live a full life. Living a full life will bring happiness to you and happiness to whatever craft that you are pursuing. Sometimes it's easy to live in a bubble and just focus on what you don't have and get on this treadmill of a to-do list and forget the things that bring you joy and fill your cup. Are you ready for the second part of my analogy? If you're not early, you're late. Look out here. Isn't this gorgeous? Of course, I thought that Bella and I would come out here and sit down and find some place to sit and very cozily talk to you out here in this gorgeous area. But these people are serious about getting their seats early. So I think I'm going to take a little tour and then I'm going to go and get in the hot tub. But on the topic of if you're not early or late, it's not that you can't accomplish your goals at your own pace. It's that if you have something to do, do it early before you get distracted by other things. Like, for instance, to use the analogy of auditioning and putting in your self-tapes as an actor. You know, what is it? Translate it to whatever your career is. But I notoriously get an audition and then I think to myself, okay, today I was going to make a YouTube video and I'm working 9 hours at my day job today and my daughter has this thing or that thing and then I delay at least 24 hours. I accept the audition right away, but I don't look at it until at least 24 hours later, which is crazy. And that's kind of self-sabotage, because you might think as an actor that it's only like 2 or 3 lines, but then you've wasted 24 hours if you open it up and find that it's 2 whole scenes that you have to break down and work on and memorize. So if you don't know how to do any of that, I also have a bonus coming with my I'm doing a whole series and also an ebook on how to break back into business, because that's how I did it at 55, and I'm sharing that because I can't help but talk about acting. My MFA is in acting from NYU, so all of my analogies are definitely actor related, but they can translate to any career, anything. If you're not early, you're late. So get the thing, whatever the thing is, don't put it off, look at it, do the hardest thing first. And even to translate that to YouTube, I've been watching a lot of things on YouTube. YouTubers do the hardest thing first in your workflow, and then do the other things. I'm gonna go find a place to sit. You know, they used to tell me if you show up to your audition, if your audition time is at 3 p.m., then show up at, you know, 2:45 at least. If you're not early, you're late. I learned that in grad school. Okay, I'm going to give you one last shot of this beautiful view behind me. I'm trying to wait until like somebody's not directly in the shot. Look at that. I'll be going in that later. All right, I'll be back in a second. I'm going to pause. I found a place to sit. The key is to go to the section that is not for kids. What do I know about that? I'm always traveling with my kid. But today, this is my kid. Look, I got to take Bella out of her seat, too. There you go, Belly.
Hi, everybody. Give us a like and say hi in the comments.
She's right here chilling with me. This is our view now. We've moved. I just want to remind you of what we've talked about today. You are not too late. You are right on time. Everything you've done has led you to this moment. But don't put the jackpot back. And if you're not early, you're late does not mean you have to hurry. It just means to do the hardest thing first. And don't forget to live a full life and pamper yourself every chance you get. I'm certainly gonna. Watch the videos that pop up next, say hi in the comments, and let us know what your dream is. Say bye, Bella.
Bye. See you in the next one.
Nobody is the boss of you but you. Hey, if we've just met, I'm Dawnnie Mercado. I'm an actor, dog mom, and I just do a lot of fun things on this channel with my dogs. My dog Rex is right here. Hi, baby. We've decided that we're going to talk to you a little more on this channel. Yes, Bella says hi. Right now she's barking at Rex. Hi, baby. Say hi to your people. Yeah, that's right. So let's dive in. I really do believe that over 60, you've earned the right to just be yourself, as long as you're not hurting anybody. I mean, why? You've earned it. You probably had a job that you didn't really like your whole life, or maybe you were lucky and you had a great one, but now it's time to just explore other things. And maybe being creative and making videos and being on YouTube is one of those things. I want to introduce you to the population of thirds. It is again by Bonnie Gillespie, and I've been talking about her a little bit this week because I just find her very inspirational. The first third of the population is going to love you no matter what. They don't even know why. Those are your people who are going to watch your videos. They're going to subscribe to your channel. You probably have a lot of those people online. Then there's the population who is just like, I don't care. I don't care about them one way or another. I don't care why she's got that funny green curtain on her wall. I don't care why she's got dog butts on the wall over there. Who cares? Nah. But then there's the third that is like, I don't like you. I don't know why I don't like you. I just don't like you. And they're mean. They're mean in the comments. So a couple of my favorite comments in the last week, and by favorite, I'm being quite a little bit sarcastic. I did this video last week on, do you care? Do you care if we have makeup on or not? I was making a point. So I made this video on that topic, and the mean comment was, why don't you care? So I blocked her. That's one of my favorite things about YouTube is the scroll button. I love YouTube so much because that scroll button exists. And the little blocking feature, thank you, have a great day, hide from your channel. That exists for a reason, my friends. Use it, especially if you're going to explore something here in front of people and being brave enough to try, to dare to fail. You're not going to please everybody, and why should you? Here's the other favorite comment, because, you know, I showed you this for a second for a reason. So I've got this green screen up here because I do some really goofy videos on one of my channels. I did this video in this crazy makeup and, like, you know, bringing some characters to life. And the character makeup wasn't even real. It was AI generated, but that's not the point. The point is their comment was, bro, he's almost 40 and making cringe videos. I'm not quoting it properly, but so then you gotta just see, like, okay, who is this? They're using the word bro. They said he instead of she. I don't know. So I click on the button. 99% of the time, it's somebody who has 0 subscribers and no videos of their own. So I just said, you're half right or close. I'm turning 60. That's all I said. You just gotta laugh and go with the flow. But this really draws back the whole thing that I wanted to say this week is nobody is the boss of you but you. As you find the things that you are interested in exploring, if somebody is going meh about it, or they should be scrolling and they're not, you have 2 options. Ignore them or hide from your channel, because you don't owe them a darn thing. You don't owe them an explanation. They weren't there when you got your braces off. They weren't there to teach you to drive. They didn't help you when you had chicken pox. Like, all the things that made us who we are. If you're a mom, you probably pushed a kid out of somewhere. If you can do that, you can do freaking anything in this world. There, I've said my piece on that. So what irritates you about people judging? Tell me in the comments. What is anybody judging you for your creativity? I want you to say they are not the boss of me. They can scroll on by. Yes, I'm Dawnnie Mercado. I'm turning 60 in April. I'll see you in the next one. I'm psychic, or my mom's psychic, or the universe is telling me to follow my intuition. My intuition is getting stronger the closer I get to my 60th year, which is next month. Actually, a little less than a month. Yesterday, I made a short about how there are certain things that I want to let go of as I go into my 60th year of life. So as I work towards my first goal, which was decluttering, I'm going to back this camera up and show you my office in a few minutes. But first, I wanted to share some thoughts about how everybody doesn't have to see the hot mess behind it for you to excel at what you're doing. It's kind of like this example of me right here. As I'm here talking to you on YouTube, all you see is what's in the frame. What is really in this room, if I were to back it up, is this. Let's go. I'm not even going to take you out of the stand. It's this hot mess. So it's kind of like that. If you're trying to excel in your life, you know, what you put out as forward facing to the people who are watching you sort of work towards your goals. Yeah, you're getting totally crooked right now, but we're doing this. You don't have to show all the mess to everybody. If there's somebody in your life who, no matter what you try, is always like, has something to say, you know, those people and you're in a good mood and you have a nice meal and then at the end, that person has something negative to say. Well, if that person is doing that to what you're striving for in your third act of life, don't tell them. It's none of their business. Just show them what's in the frame. Don't show them the hot mess that I just showed you. And I think that as we look for those things that are going to be important to us in our 60th year, which is totally my goal right now, I think that if you listen to your intuition, you're going to find things. So in that little area that's currently a hot mess, has a table and some junk because I was just putting up these curtains. I'm thinking of putting a piano. Ask me if I know how to play the piano. No, I don't. I talked about it yesterday that I'm pretty lucky that my mom, I'm still thirsty, that my mom has this, she still lives in the same house where I was born and raised, and that's pretty darn special. I recognize that. And she has this piano that she got me as a kid. You know, my mom gave birth at 22, so I'm very blessed to still have my mom. And we're going to go on vacation together soon for my birthday, but I digress. She still has this piano. She got me lessons as a kid. I've always wanted to play the piano, but I quit because I don't know why I quit back then. Who knows why you do what you do when you're a teenager. But I'm going to do that. And here's how I know my intuition is getting stronger as I enter my 60th year. I'm so determined to finish this conversation with you that I just switched phones. My iPhone is full. My intuition was telling me something through my mom. This is kind of crazy. She was trying last night to reach me. So I check my texts. I am not kidding you. We haven't talked about this literally for years. The text said, you know that piano I have in the family room? Are you serious that you want it someday? If not, I'd like to get rid of it. My mom doesn't watch my YouTube channels. I'm psychic. Or my mom's psychic. Or the universe is telling me to follow my intuition. And guess what? Now I have the second thing on my 60th year list. First is declutter, as you see by the need of this room. Second is I'm going to teach myself how to play the piano. I might be horrible at it. That's okay. But I feel like I'm being told to try. So the takeaway for you in this story is, you ever read the book, The Road Less Traveled? I read it a long time ago. And just things, I'm probably grossly misquoting it. But one of the themes that I took from that years ago is really listen. If you're being told to turn left or turn right or head forward or whatever, if some instinct tells you, do this thing, maybe there's a reason. Maybe there's a reason that thing is coming to your mind as you enter this very strong transition of going into our third act of life. Maybe it's something you're supposed to explore as you and I turn 60. Hey, I think the first thing I learned how to play should be Happy Birthday. We are not forgotten just because we've aged. We can do anything we want. Like, subscribe, give me a comment. If you choose to, I would really appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. But that's an idea I have for you, my friends. Let me know in the comments if you have any interest at all in knowing how to break into the business to make money as an actor or a voiceover actor in your 50s. I told you when I started this channel, I know a lot about a little and a little about a lot. Did you have or do you have a career right now that seems to glorify youth? Let's put it that way. I got an MFA in acting from NYU. I started out as an ingenue, which means that, look at this face. I'm complaining, but I'm 59. I know that I have a younger demeanor about me. So for the longest time, I played roles much younger than my age. I took time off to have my miracle child, and it's kind of like when I came back, I was older. But when did that happen? And as an actor, I can honestly say they do glorify youth. Maybe you're retiring. Maybe you want to be a second act actor. I believe I would be doing much better as an actor if I wasn't kind of stuck in the middle. I'm going to be 60, but I don't know. If you saw me on the street, would you say I look 60? Most people say no. And then I look a little younger once I put the makeup on. And I don't know if that's true. You'll tell me when I'm done. I'm so not a fancy makeup person. I've been putting on my makeup the exact same way for 40 years. No, I can't see that way. But here's my idea for you. And I know I've just been kind of complaining that it's kind of hard, but keep in mind, I got an MFA from NYU, so I did the whole thing. I did TV shows, I did regional theater, I did a couple commercials, but I had an audition last week for a very big TV show. And the problem is, my agent even called me when he got me the audition, and he says, "I'm so sorry, I didn't notice until now. It says you're supposed to be fluent in Spanish." That's like the bane of my existence. That phrase is literally the bane of my existence. I know that I would book more TV and commercials right now if I was fluent in the language that I look like I should speak. So that's my idea for you, my friend. Are you ethnic? Do you look ethnic? Can you speak a foreign language? Well, you would be booking a lot of commercials right now. If you can speak a foreign language and or if you're a very unique type and you look your age and you sound your age, uh, my version of fancy lipstick, chapstick over my broken lipstick that I just broke. I know I'd be booking more commercials, especially. You know, 9 out of 10 times they're booking the real people for the commercial. Not that they just go out and pick somebody off the street, but they're booking the actors to be themselves in the commercials for the products. Maybe you have a YouTube channel. Maybe that's what you're doing here. So let me know in the comments if you have any interest at all in knowing how to break into the business to make money as an actor or a voiceover actor in your 50s. I told you when I started this channel, I know a lot about a little and a little about a lot. That's one thing I actually know a lot about. And excuse me, later today, I am teaching a YouTube class with my main mentor, Wendy Elaine Wright of the Hollywood Winner Circle. I'm not going to out her age, but she's about my age. And she's amazing and knows so many people in the business and has this group called the Hollywood Winner Circle. There are actually legitimately people my age in there. And I learned how to make a movie for myself. I made a movie that just came out. If you were ever interested in seeing my little movie, I'll link it at the end. But that's an idea I have for you, my friends. If you're worried about how you're going to make money as you retire, why not try commercial acting? That is the bare minimum place where brand new kids, brand new anybody break in. I'm not saying I want to go out and get my own TV show anymore. How would I turn it down? No. But is it the thing I'm living and dying by? No. I like that I'm home when my kid gets home from school. But commercials are like, I made so much money in a commercial once, and I just drove out to LA. I had the audition there. I lived there. Then there was a fitting one day, and another day you shot it all day, and that was it. It was on the Learning Channel. Anyway, that's my idea for you. If you're at all interested in booking commercials, let me know. And I'll put a helpful link in the description. And now I got to come up with other ways. I'm not just drawing at straws. That's why I'm trying to master this whole YouTube thing, my friend. I see all these people just, the people out there who are figuring it out are getting paid. So how about you and I get paid on our channels or something creative? That's all I had to say. I just wanted to check in. I have that idea for you. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in hearing more about it. Thanks for stopping by. The medical industry has decided to just take this mean connotation word and boom, put it on my medical record. So that's what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about what the literal F. Why do they think it's still okay? Why? We have changed our the way we speak about so much in the world. Wake up, I'm fat. I have a lot to say on this topic. But why you still gotta slap that label? And why is it okay? In fact, I want to tell you 2 specific incidences this year that that have hit me in the face on that very topic, okay? So I told you I'm an actor. So we have these actor profiles that it's basically like where you put your stuff up to get an acting job and the public can click on it and see your resume. And there's this one that came out this year. Why it came out is a long story. I won't go into that. But we had to put our weight there. Now, on those other profiles that I'm telling you about, imagine you're clicking on somebody's website. You get that, right? It's kind of like that. We had to put our weight and height and age and all that, but it doesn't show on the public-facing version of it. This one, you click on it, boom, right there, big letters. Which makes me think, it's none of your dang business, not you. But maybe you too. Why do I have to put that? Do you know what I put? I put 20 pounds. Is that a lie? Darn right, it's a lie. My agent called me recently and was like, I need to talk to you. And I thought he had noticed that and was going to tell me something. He didn't notice. He had an audition for me. None of their business. Unless I'm going to be riding a horse, jumping off it, jumping onto somebody's back, and I might injure them, which at my age, I am not going to be doing any of those things. My weight has nothing to do with nothing. So it pisses me off. I'm sorry I used that phrase. I'm usually very positive here. In fact, I have a positively only mantra, except maybe about this one thing. So that makes me ask myself, whose standard are we still expected to live up to at our age? Nobody's. Recently, I was watching a friend of mine, an over 50 vlogger, and the thumbnail said, "These words hurt." So I was like, what words? And I watched it, and she had gone to the doctor, and they had slapped the obese label on her. And the rest of the video was about that. And I wanted to watch it and get all mad and argue. And then she had to go make sense on me. She had to go make sense about how she wants to be healthier because she's got a grandchild. She's going to move more, eat better, all those things. She was pre-diabetic and then wanted to, not become diabetic. I get all of that. In fact, I'm in that position on all of those things. I'm a plus size over 50 actor. You don't think that I haven't been slapped in the face with that reality quite often? So I'm going to do that too. I ended up not mad at her video, and I love you if you see this and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to eat healthier. I'm going to walk on that treadmill more. I've already cut down sugar quite a bit since the new year, but I have to remind myself why I'm doing it. I'm doing this because I have a daughter who's going to turn 11, and my hips and my joints and everything kind of hurts because, I'm carrying a little too much weight, but it is not because the medical industry has decided to just take this mean connotation word and boom, put it on my medical record. So that's what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about what the literal F. Why do they think it's still okay? Why? We have changed the way we speak about so much in the world, the way we talk about other people's gender or all-inclusiveness or non-binary or what you do or do not identify with. And I'm all about that. I respect everybody. In fact, any religion, whoever, as long as you are all being kind to each other, treating one another how you would want to be treated, you're good with me. So why haven't we come up with a better word? Why? That just it irks me so badly. Why can't it just say on our medical record, why can't it just say, trust that I'm smart enough to figure this out, okay? I'm not an idiot. I may play one on TV, but I'm not an idiot. Okay. BMI, XYZ. This is, optimal for your age and height and gender and whatever. It should be this, and right now it's this. Here are your numbers. I can figure that out. I can read between the lines. You can even tell me, if you want to change this, sign up for this program that your insurance offers and all that. They do that every time too. I did a little experiment this week on the topic of living up to standards. It's a little off topic of the weight thing, but it goes along the same guidelines. It's the whole topic of makeup versus no makeup. I have makeup on right now. I'm going out with my family later. And yeah, I gotta admit, I think I do feel a little more put together when I am dressed nice and have my makeup on. Do I look like that 24/7? Absolutely not. But I did an experiment, and there's one short right next to the other short. Which one do you think had the higher click-through rate? The one where I had my makeup or the one where I didn't? You guessed it, the one where I had my makeup. What does that say about us as people? Why? I don't know. You tell me. Do you care? Do you care how much somebody weighs or whether or not they have makeup? If they're a good person and they treat you kindly and they are helpful to you and generous and all those things. So why is it important on the outer facing? It just irks me. It irks me. So those things are what I experienced personally recently. And I just gotta tell myself, you can't care. You can't care so much. And in fact, if you put any mean comments about any of this stuff, I'm just gonna block you from my channel because I don't have time for that. I see people arguing on various topics on their channels and I just want to have a conversation. So if you have anything to say about any of this and you just want to have an actual conversation, please tell me. What do you think? What do you think that the medical industry should say? I would even be okay with overweight. I would be okay with please watch your BMI. I would be okay with your numbers are veering towards, if it's pre-diabetic or whatever. But to slap that label on it, it's like giving a third grader an F. What's the point? In third grade, you're still learning to learn. That F is just going to hurt their little heart. So I'm against that label. I'm against it. I was mad on your behalf, my friend, when I saw your thumbnail and I watched your video, and I love you and I think you're perfect and beautiful just the way you are. And so are you, whoever's watching me. That's all I have to say. My name is Dawnnie Mercado. If you've just met me, thanks for stopping by. Do you ever have to really retire if you're a creative soul? Is there ever really a right time to retire? Let's talk about it. I'm Dawnnie Mercado. I'm going to strive to just have real conversations with you about real things. I'm 59 years old. I'm not that far away from retirement. And if any of you are surprised that it snuck up on us, I'm in your boat. Jumping into this conversation, is it ever too late to start a YouTube channel? Okay, first off, I have this little thing here. I love it so much. I have a German Shepherd who passed away 6 months ago, and that's her collar right there, actually. Honey Bear, I love her so much. And she didn't used to like this noise, but see how it made a noise when I turned it? It's upside down. But I'm going to do 5 minutes because I'm going to try to train the algorithm that you might watch me for 5 minutes. Go with me for a second. I started out life as an actor. Let me pick up my coffee. I ran out of room on my table, so I started out life as an actor. I have an MFA in acting from NYU. I got out in '93. I graduated with some pretty famous people. But the point is that I did all my things. So what did you do in your career early on when you started your career that you're like, wow, I did that? What are those things? Tell me in the comments. I did some stuff. I did some TV. I did, live out of a suitcase, regional theater, all that. I put off having a family for a long time. And so the people in the groups that I'm in now who are younger actors and they're like, go get them. Are you surrounded by people? Maybe you're not retired yet. You're almost retired. Are you maybe surrounded by people who are still in their go get them years? I'm not any less of an actor, but, I had this manager. No, he was my agent, my commercial agent. He kept insisting that I get a passport to leave the country to do commercial work. And I'm like, dude, I'm almost 60 and I have a 10-year-old. That's another story for you, probably at a later time, or I'll squeeze something in here. I have no intention of leaving the country. I don't need to. I did that. I went on many vacations, enjoyed them. Maybe you're really looking forward to that. I love being home with my child. So do they get you, when you're not as go get 'em in your career now? Do you feel at all that it makes it seem as though you're not as invested in it as everyone else? I love it. I don't want to ever quit it. But I feel like all the huge things they're looking to do, I already did that. I already, I was never in it for the fame. Yeah, it would have been nice if it paid me a lot, but I've made more in my day job and do now. I have a day job that I'm taking a little break from than I ever did as an actor. So tell me what you think about that. Do you have any guilt involved in not being as gung-ho? And how do you work through that? So one of the ways I'm working through it is coming here to you on YouTube. So that kind of jumps ahead to one of my other things, okay? And I'm looking at my computer over there, just reminded me of something. So if you feel guilty about leaving it, you know what? I'm gonna scratch that off because I'm remembering to talk about the things. Okay, retirement, is there ever a right time? I know that it's gonna be difficult to stretch our funds. I know that there's a difference between if you retire earlier or later, the more money you get in Social Security. I'm gonna take all those things into consideration. But what I'm talking about is, do you ever have to really retire if you're a creative soul? So retirement, is there guilt involved? One of those things brought me here to YouTube is because I have experienced some roadblocks breaking back into the business in my 50s after having my miracle child. She's 10 now. And they don't care where you were, what your degree is. It's always what are you doing now? What have you done lately? But YouTube doesn't care about that. You showed up and you're watching this creator or that one because they speak to your heart in some way. They change you in some way. So I love it here. So I believe that is part of what I'm replacing my creative need to be an actor with, is my love here on YouTube. So what are you replacing yours with? And I want to encourage you, if you haven't found that thing yet, maybe it's time to find it. So that when we do retire, my aunt and my mom have been retired for a while. I'm blessed to have my mom. She gave birth early in life and I gave birth late in life. So she's only 22 years older than me. So she's replaced hers with a lot of grandchildren things, and we go on vacations to the casinos. But I can't fully replace my creativity with the casino. I'll be broke in a hot second. You do need to find maybe some additional income ideas. Okay, that's my 5 minutes, but I'm going to talk through the last couple points real quick. So what will you do? What will you do for additional income ideas? Maybe start a YouTube channel if you need help with that. I have a whole nother channel, what a shocker, that could help you with that. Or what are the things you might do? So those are my questions for today. I don't know. I really want to know, do you have any guilt around retiring? Does it make you feel at all oh, I shoulda, woulda, coulda? Or is there a creative way that you can still use those talents? I don't think I'm ever going to retire, to answer that question. All the creative ideas in me just keep evolving. All right, I know I have to go, but I'm a couple minutes late. Let's bring Bella into the conversation. Okay, here's my Chihuahua. Since I'm not editing, I'll at least turn it. That's my costume closet for commercial auditions. I'll at least turn it so I don't leave the frame too much. The frame in actor talk is what you see in the camera. This is my baby Bella. Oh, I got her she outlived my grandpa, grandma, and auntie, and am I covering the mic? No. I'm going to spoil her for the rest of her days. Say hi, Bella. These are your new friends. Share stories about your pets, your family. I look forward to getting to know more of you. Bella and I are going to take a little break, and then I have to go teach some students. I'll see you in the next one. So glad to talk to you about retirement. Watch the videos that pop up next, because one of them will probably be my most recent video, and one is something that YouTube probably thinks you'll love. See you next time. Do you have imposter syndrome? Do you think I used to, woulda, shoulda, coulda been an actor, but I don't do it anymore, blah, blah, all the things that get in your way? One of the ways that you can really get past the syndrome of I used to be, but I'm not anymore, is to just simply act every day. Just get a new script, monologue, seen, whatever. There's thousands of us on YouTube sharing our acting tips. Watch those, binge my playlist. I have an acting tips, acting A through Z. If you're brand new, at the very least, it'll teach you how to break down a script and just pop on. So what we're going to do in a minute, we're going to choose a book, an Audible book, to really enhance the other side of get your head together. It's not just about breaking in through the imposter syndrome. Sometimes there's actual gunk that we have to work through. And I'll have to put my glasses on or else I won't see what the heck I'm doing. And I have an Audible, a Premier Audible membership. If you're not a member of Audible, you can listen to this for free. Job. So I considered this one. If you're a mom, that might be helpful. This is the one I've decided I'm going to listen to this week. So the Ultimate Positive Thinking Master Course. You can, let's see, I haven't added this to my books that I like. At the top of my channel, there's an Amazon link that will lead you to my helpful Amazon things. For now, what I just want to tell you is that in the description here, I'll post a link to my affiliate link to get that free trial to Amazon, to Audible. I keep saying Amazon because Audible is owned by Amazon. So forgive me, just know that that's what I'm talking about. So your homework for the week, should you choose to play along? What's your homework for the week? Should you choose to play along? You should pick a book that will help you degunk in whatever way you need to. I don't know what that way is. Maybe you're still searching for your passion in life, whatever it is, okay? I'm going to listen to this one this week, okay? That's what I'm going to listen to. All right, let me come back to you, my Zoom friends. That'll be really fun. Yes, please. Write in the comments, hashtag actors of YouTube or hashtag I'm playing along, whatever. Comment. Did you know that anytime you comment, like, or subscribe and have a conversation in the comments that actually helps the channel that you're following because the algorithm will go like, oh, there was engagement. Maybe this lady Dawnnie doesn't suck. All right. I love you. Thanks for stopping in. I'm not editing a darn thing. Even my chihuahua will stay in this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Technology and all the things have changed, my friends, so I'm here to share all of that with you as well. Here we believe we are not becoming invisible. We are becoming undeniable. So grab a coffee, get cozy, and subscribe because your best performance may still be ahead of you. And if that's true for me, which I know it is, it might be true for you. I'm Dawnnie Mercado, and I'll see you in the next vlog.